News out of Austin tonight. The mediation between the El Paso Children's Hospital and University Medical Center has failed. The two hospitals were unable to come to an agreement, so that means it'll be up to a judge to try to resolve the dispute in court. This was the third failed attempt at mediation. The Children's Hospital recently filed for bankruptcy. Neighboring UMC, El Paso County Hospital, continues to provide services to keep Children's running. UMC says it's owed around $100 million. Children's, though, says that number is inflated.
Details about this latest attempt at mediation are not being made public. Children's CEO Mark Herbers released this statement tonight, which reads in part, quote, "While we were hopeful that issues could be resolved via the mediation process, it is evident at this point there are serious and substantial differences between the two parties," end quote. In a statement by UMC, Board of Managers Chair Steve DeGroat had this to say, quote, "I wish this could have ended in a better way. Next week, I will brief our board on where we are at. We will continue to respond and prepare for the next steps in this process in tandem with our legal counsel," end quote. Again, with the failed attempt at mediation, the two sides will now go before a bankruptcy judge.
Now,
this is just into our newsroom. The County, University Medical Center, and Children's Hospital are commenting on tonight's failed mediation, although they're not saying much.
Our crew caught up with those involved as they arrived at the airport from Austin, and the interviews are just coming in. We told you earlier in this newscast that two hospitals are unable to come to an agreement, so that means it will be up to a bankruptcy judge to try to resolve the dispute in court. This was a third failed attempt at mediation. Listen to what UMC CEO Jim Valenti said, as well as Children's CEO Mark Herbers and County Judge Veronica Escobar.
Both sides worked really hard to provide a resolution, and so that's really limited what we can say.
Well, of course, we're disappointed, but it is what it is, so we'll go forward.
Mediation failed, but a judge will be fair, and I have confidence in that. The facts are on our side.
Children's Hospital recently filed for bankruptcy. Neighboring UMC, El Paso's County Hospital, continues to provide services to keep Children's running. UMC says it's owed around $100 million.
Children's, though, says that number is inflated. And again, with the failed attempt at mediation, the two sides will now go before a bankruptcy judge.
Of course, we'll stay on.